Republican, from the rational side, where I sit, the Main Street side, the mainstream side, the we want to help people side. And so I was his campaign director in 1986. I went back to New Jersey, and then I came back here in order to go to law school. This will answer the question. When I first came to look at the Dickinson School of Law, it was when I had my deposit in my pocket because I had been on the waiting list. I'd been accepted at Syracuse, and that's where I thought I was going to go, except I couldn't afford to pay the down payment to live with 3 other students. And then my life changed. I got the letter in the mail saying, you get to go to the Dickinson School of Law. I hopped in my friend's van, and as soon as we saw Carlisle, he turned to me and said, you may never want to leave. And that's exactly what happened. So what do I enjoy about living here? Everything. Every time I go back to see my family in New Jersey, I kind of feel like a foreigner. It's a different kind of thing when you cross over and it says, you know, the Garden State welcomes you. I mean, Bruce Springsteen's still there, and that's a good thing, but what's going on is right here. And why am I running for Congress? They usually say 3 strikes and you're out. In my case, it's 3 strikes and you're in. Strike 1, January 6th. So I remember, as we all do, where I was when I found out that there was an insurrection at the Capitol. And I couldn't go to sleep that night. So I stayed up and I watched the proceedings in Congress. Early in the morning at about 3 a.m., Scott Perry stood on the floor of the House of Representatives mere hours after the blood of police officers was spilled and said, don't count the votes of Pennsylvania. 6.7 million votes, wipe them out. And he signed on to a lawsuit filed by the state of Texas saying, don't count our votes, as well as 3 other states. And then all the other things he did leading up to that, including saying that Italian spy satellites had flipped votes from Donald Trump to Joe Biden. I know it's pretty funny. This is the first time I've ever been able to say that without breaking out into laughter, and I'm not kidding about that. And the folks that ran the Justice Department at the time said that that was an insane idea. Told him. So that was strike 1. Strike 2 was Donald Trump's elected in 2024, and the first day of that administration, he starts issuing unconstitutional executive order after unconstitutional executive order. So I went to the Dickinson School of Law and I learned all about executive orders. They're only lawful if they're hooked to the Constitution or to a power given to the president through statute by Congress. And this birthright citizenship and almost everything to an order after that has been unconstitutional. So those went to court, of course. And then Speaker Johnson mused, maybe we should get rid of the federal judiciary. Well, I was watching that at home, and steam started to come out of my ears. That was strike 2. Strike 3 was when Donald Trump went after our cultural institutions and our institutions of heritage. So one of my personal heroes is Dr. Pauline Murray, and they actually cut off the grants to the Pauline Murray Center. So that was strike 3. So I got together my 2 coin jars and my tax refund, and I filled out the paperwork with the FEC, and I decided to give it a go. And that's why I decided to run for Congress.